Hello everyone, in this video we are going to focus on the student form. In one of the videos that I did on the admissions, I mentioned that when students are approved, they are sent to their respective active tables, and this is the area that is mainly focused on handling active students. So as you can see that we have this area here which helps us to view the information for the students, and it also gives us some extra place where we can add some information that we did not add in the admissions. And we have these filters here, and I think by now we should be familiar with them because they're almost everywhere. And we have this place here which allows us to edit specific grade, and also we have this place here, this tab, which gives us a button where we can have a form which allows us to add new information, and I'm going to explain about this form. And also we have this tab here which allows us to see several reports. Okay, so on the home tab here, when you click on the filter, does exactly the same thing that happens on when you're on the admissions. When you click on end of the filter, this changes to the class that you have selected, and the information is going to be filled in there. And the same thing happens here. When you click here, this is going to change the class that you've selected, and the search is going to be filled with the information for that specific class. Okay, so let's select one student here. Let's just say this person here. All right, so as you can see, the information for that person is filled up. This area doesn't allow us to edit anything. It's just there for you to view the information for the student. But if you have more information that you need to add concerning the student, you can add it here. Some of those information, for example, the position, is the student a class president, or in some other schools they call them monitors. But okay, any leadership that is associated with the student, you can add that here. Is the student participating in a group of some sort? Then you can add that here, and you can add the leader of the group also here. This area is here for you to indicate whether the student is an external or is under GCE. And here you can put the year of graduation, so the year the person is graduating. Alright, and this one allows you to put health notes for the student, and this one is there to help you to deal with death issues. If the student has passed, you can come here and check this to true, and when you click on this button, you'll be able to view the list of the students that have passed. Okay, and this area allows you to add the documents that you require from the student, and you can check to true if the student has submitted those documents. Okay, one important thing that you need to keep in mind, if for instance let's assume that this student has passed, the instruction here tells us that we need to check this to true. Check to true if passed away. Now, note that the deceased are transferred to the new table that is made for these kinds of cases. Okay, so if we check this to true, this is the notification that is going to show up. It's going to direct us where we need to take an action. So it's telling us that we need to click on the button, which is this button here near the profile image. So this is the profile image here. So what we are going to do now is that we are going to click on this button, and then we'll say yes, and then the student is going to be transferred. So when we come here, we should be able to have our student here. The name is hello. Okay, let me search. All right, so here is our student, and if you want to view the report for this, you can click on this button over here. So that's what is involved with this. It's just a one step where you follow the instruction and click on that button, and the information is going to be transferred to the respective table. Okay, so when you go on the edit section here, all right, by the way, when you click on the filter for grade 1, that person will not be available here, so the transfer usually moves the student from the active table, and that student no longer be there. So it's not reversible. Just make sure that you take an action when really an event has really happened. All right, so when you come on the edit here, you are able to edit the graduate table. As you can see that on the home section, we don't have the graduate filter. This is because this one handles the active students, but when you come here, you have access to the graduate table. This one is comprised of all the students that have graduated. So this depends on how your student graduate in your school. Maybe if you consider those in grade, when there's a transfer from grade 7 to 8, if you consider that graduation in some sort, and then maybe you also consider the transfer from grade 9 to 10 as also a graduation and things like that. In that regard, for instance, if those students are moving to other schools and they're not staying in your school, then you can move that student into this table, and I'll show you how to move students into this graduate table. Okay, you can edit the students in grade 1 and things like that, so you can you have access to that. All right, when it comes to the data entry, I emphasized when we were dealing with the admissions that it's good to use the admissions form because there's a copy of that information for that student that is left in the admissions table, and another copy is going to be put in the active table for the students. So, but when you use the student data entry here, which is this form, which is one of the form that I like also, this one just leaves the copy of the student's information in the active table. It doesn't put it in the admissions. So if you like using this, it's well and good. It's very simple to use. You just click on the grade, and then you have this, which helps you to know that you are on the right, you're dealing with the right grade. So if you are entering information in preschool, you can click on preschool and then add that information, and make sure to check the ID system, get the right ID, and then add that information, then save. Then the information is going to be saved in the right table. Okay, so that's what is involved with the student data entry form. On the report, what happens is that if you want to view the student profile, okay, you have to make sure that you select the student from your desired class. Then you come and click on student profile, so you'll be able to view the profile for that student and print it if you want, to give it to the student, or you want to put it in a folder for that student. So this is the format. It's a very simple format, and this one allows you to view the profile, the profiles for all the students in that selected class. So the format is the same as that one, and this one allows you to see the list of students. So if you click on it, It also requires you that you select the class the class by clicking on the footer. So you'll be able to view the list of students in that class. The format is a little bit different, but it's very basic. Okay, so this is the list for grade 1. So as you can see, it just shows you their full name and the ID and also the gender for those students. So it's a very basic list. Now when it comes to graduates, mostly you have to use the year. You have to use a year range in order for you to create a report. So you can go to graduates here and then check. Let me see. Okay, so for example, this person graduated in 2020 and this one graduated in 2022. So you can use those year range to create a report. So you can say 2020 to 2022. Then you click on the graduate list. Okay, so it's a very simple list, but it has some few information compared to the other list that I just showed you. Like, so you have the exam number and also student code. That the student code shows whether the student is an external or internal or whatever you like using, if it's GCE or things like that. So you have the gender and the year of graduation and the grade. So for example, if the person graduated in grade 7, that is what that means is that the person has left your school and is gone to another school. So you can say maybe they've graduated, or maybe you can say they are on transfer. It depends. All right. So this is the report. It's a very basic report, but that's what you just need to know about it. All right, changing the profile picture is the same thing that we did in the staff. You select the student and then you click on the button change image, and then it will update automatically. So let's just try to do that. Since we already have this person, let's change the image. Click on change image here. It's going to take us into the computer. Let's select any image here. Just get that. Alright, so it will say image updated. So when we select the student again, so the image is going to be there. Alright, one thing that I need to point out also, as you notice that the ID of the student appears here, you can use this area to edit the ID for that student. So, or you can also use, not that one, I think it's not, it's only right here. Yep. So you can use this area to do that. For example, let's say 9. It's not going to throw an error or things like that. So if you get that student again, so you can see the ID is updated. It's updated there. So you can correct some few errors if you have any in that regard. But so far that's what we have concerning the student form. And then I'm going to come back to it when we talk about the data shifter, because there are some things that we need to do, especially cleaning up the data when we have transferred students from one table to another. So thank you very much for watching, and God bless.